New idea, new politics. Welcome to the special edition of The Buck Stops Here. It's got the imagination of advertisers as well as people. As Delhi downloads, what's up? We're asking today whether Aam Aadmi Sarkar is a khas moment for Indian democracy. Aam Aadmi Party, of course, has advocated direct democracy as distinct from representative democracy. Will its new ideas disrupt status quo politics? They have, of course, taken charge of Delhi or will be taking charge of Delhi with Congress support, the same Congress that they were in principle along with the BJP responsible for throwing out of Delhi. Is the taking of Congress support, despite the earlier proclamations that this would never happen, a brave gamble? Or does the Aam Aadmi Party run the risk of also now being branded as guilty of politics as usual? One thing's for sure, ab Delhi, dur nahi. And now that Delhi is not far, will New Delhi be a springboard for 2014? Is Arvind Kejriwal going to use Delhi as a stepping stone for his national ambitions? That's our main debate on the Buck Stops Here this evening. Let's introduce our guest tonight. We're joined by Yogendra Yadav, leader of the Aam Aadmi Party and of course a well-known psephologist. We're also joined by Abhishek Manu Singhvi, senior leader of the Congress Party. Joining us from the BJP, we have two voices today, Chandan Mitra, senior leader of the BJP, but also of course somebody who could have been Chief Minister and has today called the decision of the Aam Aadmi Party a betrayal of the people of Delhi. Dr. Vardhan is also with us on the program. Joining us now, somebody who was once a part of Team Anna till it became Team Arvind, Kiran Bedi, who's recently, of course, been associated with the passage of the Lokpal Bill, celebrating that with Anna Hazare in Raleigh Sidhi. With me in the studio, Surjit Bhalla, well-known economist and commentator, and also with me in the studio, Professor Ashish Nandi, one of our best-known sociologists. Yogendra Yadav, I must start with you. Firstly, congratulations. Delhi is all set to have a new government. It is history in the making, whether one agrees with the politics of the Aam Aadmi Party or doesn't. This is a big moment for Indian democracy. It was an anti-corruption movement. It became a new party and now it's going to be a new government. So really a khas moment for Indian democracy. But Yogendra, you know as well as I do that many questions are going to be raised again and again about what Arvind and all of you said earlier when Arvind Kejriwal categorically told me and told other people that there's no question of taking support from either the Congress or the BJP. How difficult was this decision for you, and how will you avoid the label of being a party that started off with politics not as usual and may have in this choice ended up embracing politics as usual?
Barkha, this has been a difficult decision. Difficult decision because we were confronted not with the possibility of forming government and falling short of it. The real dilemma for us was this, that the day the results came, everyone on the street, everyone in television studio believed that Aam Aadmi Party has won. Even Congress people on television said, you have the mandate. BJP spokesperson on television have said, you have won trust of the people. So on the one hand, there is a widespread perception that we have won, we have mandate, we carry responsibility. On the other hand, there is the reality of 28 seats, which we cannot change. We had said we would not enter into any alliance. And I must tell you, we have not entered into any alliance, any tie-up, any understanding.
So you do not consider the Congress an ally. I'm sorry to interrupt you. You do not consider the Congress an ally today.
You got it absolutely right, Barkha. We have no alliance partner. We have only 28 MLAs. We have a list of 18 things we want to do. With those 18 issues, we will go to the assembly. If on the very first day, 35 people, 36 people do not think those 18 issues are worth it, our government might collapse on the very first day. If it continues, it might continue for 5 years, but no, we do not have any formal or informal alliance of any kind.
Okay, now this is a very interesting scenario, and I want to get Dr. Harshvardhan in before I get the Congress Party. This is an unprecedented manifestation of the democratic process, not just in the going back to the people even after elections, but also, Dr. Harshvardhan, in the fact that Arvind Kejriwal actually personally ousted the sitting Chief Minister of Delhi, Sheila Dikshit, in a historic victory. While we can debate what the spirit was of the Delhi election, it was certainly anti-Congress. Now, Yogendra Yadav is saying the Congress is not our ally. If the Congress wants to defeat us in the no confidence motion on the floor of the House, so be it. But I must ask you, On that 14th of December, you said on Twitter, Dr. Harshvardhan, why is Arvind Kejriwal shying away from his responsibility to form the government in Delhi as he already has the support of 8 MLAs of the Congress? But today, you have said that this is a betrayal. So how have you changed? And I'm just going to bring up that graphic of the two things that you've said. Why have you changed your mind, Dr. Harshvardhan? Earlier, you were accusing the Aam Aadmi Party of avoiding responsibility. Now that they've accepted the Congress support, you're calling it betrayal?
Barkha ji, what I said on 14th was also right, and what I have said today is also absolutely right.
How can both be right?
You see, you see, yeah, both are right. I am telling you, because it was for Arvind Kejriwal to decide what he wants to do in the politics of India. He was the man who started on a very high moral ground. He started with a lot of things. He wanted to cleanse the politics of this country. He said he's going to fight out corruption.
Yeah.
He's going to start a new movement in this country. And today, when we see that he is aligning with the same corrupt Congress whom he has been accusing of all huge big scams, he is accusing them, every day he's calling them all the names. He's saying the first thing that he's going to do is to put all those Congress leaders behind bars.
Yes.
And now the very Congress which is corrupt, which was being denounced by him day in and day out, is being into the with his help, it is into the corridors of power through the back door.
Okay.
And there was a mandate against Congress by the citizens of Delhi. The people never wanted Congress to come back, and this is Arvind Kejriwal who has ensured that Congress is back into the power game in Delhi, and that way he has insulted the people of Delhi.
He's insulted the people of Delhi, says Dr. Harshvardhan. Let me just get Abhishek Singhvi there. Abhishek Singhvi, Yogendra Yadav doesn't see you as an ally. The Congress has said it's issue-based support, not unconditional support. But you are supporting a party that has called your party representatives of Dalali. That is the word I remember Arvind Kejriwal used in an interview to me in the campaign. He has also said that his party would like to throw corrupt leaders of the Congress and the BJP into jail. Now, the fact of the matter is, what was the Congress trying to do here? Were you trying to play a diabolical hand of old-style politics by offering support, trying to trip the Aam Aadmi Party? And now that they've accepted your offer, have they called your bluff?
Barkha, 2 or 3 points. Let me start by first congratulating the Aam Aadmi Party and its leaders and possibly its possible Chief Minister, Mr. Kejriwal, on a threshold of a victory and assumption of government. The first point I want to make regarding the Aam Aadmi, let us be clear, Barkha, we are certainly not pretending to be friends. But if you are not friends, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be permanent enemies. There has to be a situation of equilibrium where we can agree to disagree on 100 issues, and yet for the larger interests of Delhi, larger interests of the electorate, larger interests of vacuum, uncertainty, instability and resource expenditure for a fresh election within days of the old election, we can decide to do that. Therefore, I believe that the Congress has taken the most reasonable, informed and balanced decision. Look at the contrast with the BJP. The BJP has actually been very irresponsible, because the BJP says from day one, a priori, theoretically, absolutely, we will not form the government. It then says we will wait and watch. It then says that if somebody else tries to form the government to prevent a re-election within few days, they are unethical and immoral. It then criticizes the Aam Aadmi without itself trying to form the government. It criticizes the Congress. So what is the BJP? The BJP has suddenly become isolated. There is a huge view out there in their own party that they ought not to have taken this isolationist stand.
Okay.
They have become dog in the mangers, out to be spoilers, but without any constructive suggestion for the country or for Delhi.
Okay, now hang on, Abhishek.
Barkha, 1 minute, half a minute more, Barkha.
Okay.
As far as the Aam Aadmi is concerned, certainly there is no question of, as I said, friendship or bonhomie. We are political adversaries and will remain so. I must make it clear that there is no blank check. When you give support, there is never a blank check. But since we have strained ourselves to do something to prevent a infliction on Delhi all over again, I think we will go far to the extent possible in each issue based, each day, and take each week as it comes.
Okay, now before I get Kiran Bedi and Chandan Mitra in, Yogendra, to you very briefly, the Congress says you're not friends, but you don't have to be permanent enemies either. I must ask you, will the Aam Aadmi Party in power with the help of the Congress continue to pursue some of the issues you did in the campaign? Whether it was raising questions about Robert Vadra's land deals, whether it was raising questions about Sheila Dikshit's, the allegations against Sheila Dikshit in the Commonwealth Games. These were all allegations that you strongly raised. Will you, at the mercy of the Congress to survive in government, continue to raise issues like Mr. Vadra's case or the Commonwealth Games scam?
It's a very fair question, Barkha, and I would like you and the entire media in this country to keep a watch on us, to keep a vigil on us, and try and ask this question every day. If you do so, you would serve us, you would serve the nation. I think what we are doing is to look at this new politics through old prisms. We know when Congress and DMK have an alliance, what happens when DMK gets involved in corruption scandals. We know what happens when Shiv Sena and BJP have an alliance and Shiv Sena does what you know what it does in Mumbai. So this is the frame through which we are trying to look at this. I want to underline that this is not an alliance. We have stood for things, we have said certain things about Congress regime. We have said things about specific deals and corruption that took place under the Congress.
Yes.
There is no reason for us to change on any one of those things unless the evidence proves to the contrary. And I think it would be a very fair check to try and see whether our party actually does this or not. Please, Barkha, you must keep a watch on us and please report it on the channel every day. As for Dr. Harshvardhan, I just want to say one thing. I think I saw a nice cartoon today with someone with two banners in his two pockets. One said they are running away from government, the other said they are Team B of Congress. I thought I saw Mr. Arun Jaitley did that, I saw Mr. Harshvardhan did that, and I wonder if it was BJP's policy.
Okay, Dr. Harshvardhan, do you want to respond briefly? There are many cartoons in the online space today, Yogendra. In some the joke is on the BJP, in some the joke is on the Congress, and in some the joke is also on the jhadu. I must say, because Yogendra, there are also jokes that haath ke bina jhadu nahi chalta and those kind of jokes. So it's a good day for political humor. But Dr. Harshvardhan, very briefly, if you want to respond, and then Chandan, Kiran, and Surjit and Ashish Nandi are waiting. So very briefly, Dr. Harshvardhan.
Today I will only congratulate Yogendra Yadav ji, because he was saying right from the very beginning that Aam Aadmi Party is going to perform well, and we were only underestimating him. So I think today we have to listen to what Yogendra Yadav ji is saying. He is to be part of the government, and we will watch what they do in the next few days. But I think that high moral ground on which they had started their party, that has thoroughly been lost. We have to admit that.
Okay, Kiran Bedi and Chandan Mitra, and then I want to go to the non-politicians on the program today. But Kiran Bedi, to you first. You had said earlier that the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party should come together. That hasn't happened. The opposite has happened. The one party that was actually thrown out in this election is back to somehow not being part of government formation, but part of the ruling dispensation in the eyes of some people of Delhi. Are you happy with this development, Kiran?
I think the AAP party had a mandate to take its own decision, and it has done what is in their best interest. And what have been in their best interest, I think they also went back to people to find out what people thought for it. Because tomorrow, if it doesn't work, they can go back to people to say, we did it with your approval. So how can you leave us? How can you abandon us? I think it's a very strategic and very tactical action which they've taken. This is one. When I made a suggestion of the BJP and the AAP to come together,
yes,
it was only out of one reason. That here are two parties who've been elected in and Congress voted out. Both have been chosen in. So if both come together, if possible, on a common minimum program, then maybe Delhi could get a stable government, because both the parties who got, somebody's got 32 and others got 28, whatever is the number, that means 75% or more, exact number I don't know, but 3/4 of the votes have gone to these two parties. So if they come together, then that means the people of Delhi would feel they have their own government, whether it's through AAP or whether it's through BJP.
Okay.
I think that was the thought behind it. And also the third thought was Barkha, that when we were drafting the Lokpal bill, the elders of our movement, like Shanti Bhushan, and the elders of the BJP were working together in improving the bill. And they had a very good camaraderie to work together. So I was thinking, I also thought that just as they were looking at the drafting of the bill, what about the elders having a dialogue? So is there a minimum program possible for 70% of the voters to feel we've got our own government? And that's the only way Delhi probably could have got a stable government. So it was like just a thought on as a voter and not as anybody else.
Okay, Chandan Mitra, does the BJP look back and regret a little bit the kind of support that your party did offer to the Anna movement, because at that time the guns were trained against the UPA? Today, in a sense, if all of you hadn't lent a number of your own cadres to that movement, we don't know if that movement would have reached this point or not. We can always debate that. Do you accept today that Delhi could be the springboard for a larger national role for the Aam Aadmi Party? Are you willing to treat them today as a serious political contender? Because projections have been done that even if the Aam Aadmi Party were to pick up between 15 to 25 seats in the national elections, and I'm being hypothetical here, it would have to be taken at par with parties like the BSP, the JDU, the AIDMK, the Trinamool Congress. 15 to 25 seats is all that it takes to be taken at that level of seriousness. Chandan.
Barkha, you've asked me many questions rolled into one. So let me take them up one by one.
Okay.
First, on the question of BJP and its ideological family sending cadre to support the Anna's movement, it was a very correct decision and it's reflective of our commitment to what Anna ji stands for. Anti-corruption, transparency in governance and all the issues that Anna Hazare raised, which all actually hit at the Congress party. Because actually the Congress party, which has ruled this country for nearly 60 years since independence, is obviously guilty of all these things. And Anna Hazare led an epic movement. And I think it must be most painful day for Anna Hazare today that his proteges and those who have fattened themselves on his name and come here have betrayed his entire ideological premise and joined hands with the most corrupt party in the history of the India.
Can I get Kiran to confirm whether she agrees with that? Kiran, do you see it as a betrayal as a member of Team Anna? Do you see the decision that Yogendra Yadav's party has taken as a betrayal of the Anna movement?
Well, Anna did say that he's not. Arvind had said that if Anna says that party nahi banani, to main nahi banaunga. अन्ना ने कहा अरविंद को कि तुम नहीं बनाओगे, पॉलिटिक्स में नहीं जाओगे. अरविंद ने उसके बाद कहा नहीं, मैं पार्टी अब पॉलिटिकल में जाऊंगा. दिस आई हैव हर्ड विद माय ओन ईयर्स.